Good morning, everyone. Just thought I would go over kind of the quick in and outs of the weather for overnight tonight. The forecast model seems to be shifting a little bit, but first, kind of give you an idea. This is the SBC outlook for today, the categorical. There's a moderate risk up there in South Dakota and a little bit into Minnesota. An enhanced risk for northwest and north central tiers of Iowa counties. To give you an idea, tornado threat, this is the tornado threat for day one, which basically 24 hours. Mainly in South Dakota and into Minnesota. Hail threat, a little bit bigger area. Now the wind threat, this is what's, and sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. My mouth is still half numb from getting a filling this morning, so it's driving me crazy. But anyway, you can see here, we've got a 45% risk right there. And that is also hatched, which means there's a significant threat of that happening. So there's a pretty good idea that there is going to be some sort of event there. The 30% goes down into Iowa. The 15 covers half, about 3/4 of the state, and that 5% almost fills out the rest of the state for a chance of wind today. So here's your 4-panel, just overall general outlook for thunderstorms across the U.S. Your tornado outlook, which I said, South Dakota and Minnesota. Hail is kind of the upper central area of the Midwest, and wind is definitely by far the biggest threat we're going to be seeing over the next 24 hours. Now let's We are going to go into the models now. We're going to look at the HRRR. That's the one I usually go to. And we're going to look at the 1 kilometer reflectivity. So this is from the 6Z run, which is kind of what I looked at this morning when I got up at the crack of dawn. So that was the stuff that came through overnight, last night, through this morning. And you can see mostly clear through the day. And then around 6 o'clock, things start kind of firing up in that area up there in South Dakota and Minnesota. And then it really starts cranking about 9 p.m. tonight. Now, this is as of the 6Z run. The 12Z run has also ran. But I'm going to show you the difference between the two. Because there was kind of a change. So you can see this one. There is that definite line that kind of starts to happen here. So, and that kind of bows out completely and keeps kind of going. Now, if we look at what the wind gusts look like with this one, you can see there's some pretty hefty wind gusts when this thing fires up. It's about 10 o'clock. And, you see how it really kind of bulges out there. Kind of pointing towards like a derecho-ish event. We won't know if it's going to be a derecho until it actually happens, because that's, certain requirements. It's a technical term. So anyway, I'm going to switch now to the 12Z. So this is a more recent run of the HRRR, and you can see everything is like totally different. Like much less wind. And let me show you the potential reflectivity. Not nearly as organized. I don't know what went up with this model, but something went completely like weird between the 0600 and the 12Z. Because now the 14Z is still partially, it's not completely finished calculating all of that yet. Let me look at the 13. Okay, so here's the 13Z, and that's for midnight. You can see now after the 12Z, which had it doing like nothing, the 13Z is starting to put that line back in there. With some pretty significant gusts. Now, as you can see, it's not as widespread in the 13Z. And the 14Z is not quite where we need it to be. It's only out to, what, midnight right now. But you can see on the 14Z, it is definitely starting to show, a wind event happening, which is a little different, much different from the, no, I guess not much different, but it is different than the 12Z, which kind of made it a big nothing burger sort of thing. So I'll be interested to see how things shake out at the 18Z run. That'll really kind of tell the tale, I hope. So the reason I use the HRRR model is, generally speaking, it's the best at forecasting these kind of soon-to-happen events, because it takes the weather balloon soundings, it factors that in. It also looks at the latest radar data and kind of puts that into the model, which can sometimes really screw up, its short-term forecast. But most of the time it helps kind of show directions and intensities of storms. So I'm kind of, let's see, let's just take a look here. I'm going to look at the NAM 3K. This is the 12Z run. Excuse me. And you can see that in the NAM 3K definitely has a event happening, wind. Now, as you can see in this one, it has it a little more towards central Iowa. The HRRR is definitely showing it a little bit more to the east. Let's see, what does the reflectivity look like? Pretty much same thing. But yeah, it has a little more centrally located. So let's look. Can we do this here? Latest runs. Okay. Okay, so here's like just timing between the two. So the NAM is moving much quicker ahead, and the HRRR, and this is the Rufus model. So the Rufus is based on the HRRR, so you'll see similarities between the two. The Rufus is using like AI technology to try and make a more accurate forecast based on, analyzing the data, analyzing the radar, analyzing the weather balloon, the real-time stuff, and trying to make a more accurate forecast. It's doing okay. I mean, it's definitely something interesting to look at. But yeah, definitely, there's something's going to come through tonight, I'm pretty sure. The HRRR has failed me a few times over the past couple weeks, and I've just been getting a little frustrated with it because the timing and the location have been not where it actually happens. Like, the timing may be correct, and then the location may be like 70 miles south of where it was showing the model was trending towards. But when it actually initiated, it was not where it was supposed to be. And, trying to keep people informed, that's kind of hard to do. And I'm not a meteorologist. I just do this for my own nerding out. So anyway, I'm going to probably try and do an update again later this afternoon when that 18Z comes out. And hopefully my voice will hold out and my mouth won't be numb. So have an awesome day. Until then, stay out of the heat, and we'll talk to you this afternoon.